Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. Looking at all three sides of it, we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, really focusing on what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way to move forward for you in order to move in alignment with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, which we'll jump into in just a second. But we will dive into a different tarot deck for each side as well. And then I have an advice card that I'll be pulling at the end. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Please remember, these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. These energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. Especially if you're a cross watcher, then vice versa. So they're not going to resonate fully for everyone, but you'll know if this is your reading. All right. I feel like it's going to take me a second to put the pieces together of what's going on here, because on your side of this connection, Capricorn, you have Psychic with the 10 of Swords. So this is a connection that you're in a pretty painful spot with right now. Now, this Psychic card kind of threw me off guard. It feels like maybe you knew this was coming, or you knew there was something going on. Like something about like a gut feeling involved in this connection. So we'll see what that looks like when we dive into tarot. But then this person, and this is where the psychic thing makes a little bit more sense, because they have veiled with the Strength in reverse. So it's almost like they are holding something back here with the veiled card. And so, but like you already know. It's like they haven't told you, but you already know. But then they have the Strength in reverse. It's like they haven't told you because they lack the confidence to, or they lack the ability to communicate properly, or something like that. So I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I pulled these messages and I was a little confused, but we'll see. And then in between this connection, you have transformation with the Devil in reverse. This connection is kind of pushing both people here to go through a pretty necessary transformation. And then this Devil in reverse card is an energy of some sort of devil energy being inside of this connection, and as it's released, that transformation occurs. So I don't know if that's like codependency or like addiction that's happening with someone in this connection, or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I do definitely see that this connection is pushing a personal transformation on both people in it. So let's start, Capricorn, by looking at your side of this connection, because I am curious. This is Capricorn side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Capricorn side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. One more. This is Capricorn side of this connection, please. This is Capricorn side of this connection. Capricorn side of this connection. Okay, yeah. Things in this connection came to like an abrupt halt. Chariot in reverse with the Tower. It's like things kind of came crashing down. And I don't necessarily know if this person, if this person walked away, if you walked away, if something happened that made both people walk away. I'm not sure. But I do know that however that's happened, it feels very abrupt. Very abrupt here. Someone walked away, though, because there's the Eight of Cups. I'm not sure, though, who that was. So let's get more. It says Capricorn side of this connection. I just felt like I needed to do a little shuffling again. It says Capricorn side of this connection. Someone did walk away or needs to walk away. It says Capricorn side of the connection. The Page of Wands. Okay. If you've been with my channel for a while, then you already know this. But if you're new to my channel, then just know that the intention of my readings, and I say this because it's going to be coming through in this message, is to help with the healing, right? Like I talk about how in between this is the purpose of the connection, so that, knowing what you need to know so you can move forward in alignment with your higher self. My intention for every single person that I read for is to have the love and the abundance that you deserve. And so a lot of times in these relationship readings, I try to focus on the healing side of this connection, because what's going on here is there's some inner child energy that is impacting how you feel about this connection, and how the level of this 10 of swords that you're currently experiencing. And it's almost like this connection is like almost making you relive something that you experienced as a child, maybe through a mother figure with the Empress. It does not have to be. But this inner child energy is making things a lot more painful for you. It's almost like all of these wounds, those inner child wounds that you carry, are being triggered through this connection. Now, this isn't giving me any information on the psychic aspect, but let's get more. This is Capricorn side of this connection. This is Capricorn side of this connection, please. Capricorn side of the connection. See, there was an anxious attachment that exists on your side here. Anxious attachment to love. If you're not familiar with attachment styles, then I highly recommend doing some research on those, looking at where you are on kind of the scale of like anxious to avoidant to secure attachment styles. The reason I say that is because I definitely feel that coming through. Now, anxious attachment can stem from a lot of different things, so I don't want to dive into like where that came from for you, but I feel like what happens in this connection is it's almost like this person kind of holds back maybe how they feel, or like the truth of what's really going on. So then you're left to view the situation through the lens of your fear and insecurity, because the first way that we typically view situations, especially when it comes to relationships, is through the lens of our insecurity. Relationships are some of the biggest triggers for those insecurities. Now, that is not to say that you are an insecure person or anything like that, but we all have insecurities that we have developed throughout our life, and they kind of start in childhood, and that childhood dynamic affects relationships throughout our life, and then those insecurities kind of get deeper and deeper into our subconscious. And so what I'm seeing here is there's this anxious attachment, almost like maybe you felt like you needed to be perfect, or you were always worried about whether or not this person was going to walk away, or like it just feels like there is this level of you that was so worried about how this other person felt throughout the connection that it left very little room and space for you to worry about how you felt. Now, I'm talking about this in a past tense. It doesn't have to be a past connection. But just in terms of how this is coming through, it's like you spent so much time worrying about maybe this person's making sure this person was safe, felt safe and secure and taken care of, that it didn't give you room to focus on your own needs. And I feel like that left you feeling very drained at the end of this, because it just felt like you didn't have the space that you needed in this connection to feel safe and loved. Now, that could have stemmed from childhood. Always, like maybe you had to be the adult in your family growing up, or you felt like if you weren't always on top of things, or maybe other people put their emotions on you from a young age, meaning that you felt like you were always responsible for the way that your parents felt, or dealing with like narcissistic parents or something like that. Again, there's so many ways that this could manifest into your life, but I do really feel like there's this like deep-seated something from your childhood that was brought up in this connection, has been brought up in this connection, that is making things harder to deal with than other connections in your life. This is Capricorn side of this connection. This is Capricorn side of the connection. This Capricorn side of the connection, please. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, hang on. This connection tends to bring out a lot of self-doubt in yourself. And I feel like that a lot of that is because it does feel like this person holds back how they feel. Now, I feel like they do that as like a protection mechanism. Like they're not fully honest with you about how they feel because of their own stuff, right? But I just, with this King of Wands in reverse, now you could be dealing with a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, you definitely do not have to be. I'm just calling it as I see it, especially because we have the Page and King of Wands. But, we also have the Page of Cups right here. So take it as it resonates. But this message to me is saying that this connection kind of has a tendency to warp your view of yourself. Now, anxious attachment can play a heavy role in that because I feel like this connection I don't know, it just feels like you spent more time being worried about it, especially recently. Like you've spent more time being worried about the connection or being anxious about it than you did like feeling safe and being able to enjoy it. And maybe that's like your intuition trying to tell you something. Let me clarify this psychic. I want to know what this psychic in Ten of Swords card is talking about. Clarifying the psychic with the Ten of Swords. One more. Psychic with the Ten of Swords. King of Swords in reverse. It's like you feel this person is being like dishonest with you or messing with your head in some kind of way. Let me clarify this. Maybe, I kind of understand what it's saying. Yeah, okay. Maybe this person has a tendency to tell you what you want to hear a lot. Maybe they have a tendency in which, I said this fire sign, you have air and water now. So, but it's like maybe they have the tendency to tell you how they feel, or sorry, to tell you what you want to hear, but never back those actions up. Like if you stand up for yourself, or you say like, I need more out of this, or I need you to start pulling your weight around the house, or I need you to, your whatever the case is, to start showing up for me. Like it's almost like this person like tells you exactly what you want to hear. Like maybe they're really good with their words, but then they don't really back it up with actions. And so I feel like that leaves you starting to question like your own worth, because you're like, well, are they not willing to show up for me? Do they not want to show up for me? Like what's going on here? And that's where that kind of anxious attachment is stemmed from. Because I feel like this anxious attachment aspect, I don't know if that's something, this isn't for all of you, but I don't know if that's something that you've really experienced in other connections before. Like taking on someone else's burdens and wanting to be the one to make sure that they're okay, or to, kind of prioritize them over yourself. Like, and I feel like that's where like you have your intuition kind of saying something else to you. It's like this person is telling you certain things or not telling you certain things. And so you're left to kind of like, I don't know though, because there's something that here. Clarifying this psychic connection card again. I just want to clarify that message as a whole, which is what we're doing anyway. This is Capricorn side of the connection. This is Capricorn side of the connection. I don't like the way that came out. Capricorn side of this connection. Capricorns. Okay, yeah, there's the lack of boundaries. That's what I was feeling. But it almost feels like you felt in order for this to work, you had to sacrifice your boundaries or sacrifice your own needs in some way, shape, or form. Because you weren't getting the Eight of Swords with the Sun here. Like this connection wasn't really providing you with isn't really providing you with a whole lot of like happiness. Like, not that anyone should ever be our source of happiness, but it just really feels like the reason this has been so painful is like, you want them to change, or you want to believe their words, or you want to believe that this could get better. But then like within, like your gut knows, like it just knows that this person isn't going to be there when you need them, or isn't going to show up for you, or something like that. It's interesting how these messages are coming through. I've never pulled that psychic card in a love reading before, so it's kind of throwing me off. All right, let's look at this person's connection toward Capricorn. They're definitely withholding something here. All right, this person's energy toward Capricorn. This is this person's energy toward Capricorn, please. Ooh, okay. The World, Ace of Swords, and then this kind of feels like this is talking about the message for you, and this is like their energy with the King of Cups in reverse and the Devil in reverse. Because seeing the King of Cups in reverse and the Devil, or in the King of Swords in reverse in one reading, and that's funny because there's that Strength in reverse, is never a sign that the person I'm reading for is getting treated all that well. There's typically a manipulation involved, um, dishonesty, selfishness, things of that nature. Now we're all selfish on some level, but like to the point where it's harming other people. Um, there is a cycle in this connection that is needing to be broken. And it's all stemming from this devil energy that's needing to be released. And this person, it's like with the veiled card, like maybe it's not necessarily that they hold back how they feel. It just feels like they're not like honest about it. I don't know. There's something real weird going on here, Capricorn. I I don't know. This person's energy toward Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. And I feel like you know that or something. Like this person's energy toward Capricorn. The Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles in reverse. See, this person's all over the place. I feel like they don't really know what they want, or maybe they're just always really overwhelmed, and I don't necessarily feel like they handle things all that well. It just kind of feels like they're kind of constantly burdening you. I feel like every Capricorn reading that I do, it's something along the line, like a love reading. It's something along the lines of like your needs matter too. Like there should be space for you in this connection too. But this one's different. It's the same kind of energy. Like it feels like it could be the same connection. It doesn't have to be. It could be a different connection with the same similar lesson. But there's something more going on here. I feel like this person is is like, they're like extra emotional, but like at the same time they're suppressing their emotions. I don't know. There's something weird going on here. This person's energy toward Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Oh, you know what? The other card that came out with this veiled card was boundaries. Kind of feels like you need to proceed with caution with this person. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Yeah, like they're all over the place emotionally. I also feel like they're like kind of running from this connection in a way. Like I feel like that's the hardest thing. Like I don't know if it's not that there's not love here. It's that it feels like this person has no idea how to like be in a healthy, loving connection. And so it just feels like they're like a lot of chaotic energy going on here, Capricorn. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with this person. It just feels like, I mean, they're the King and Queen of Cups. Like emotionally, they are all over the place. And I feel like you have done so much to, because like this Nine of Swords, that anxious attachment, it's like you've done so much to make sure, like maybe to try to regulate this person's emotions for them in a way. I don't I don't know. But I mean, there's the King of Swords in reverse again. Like, I don't think they're being honest with you. But I also don't necessarily know if I was gonna say I don't feel like they have malicious intentions necessarily, but I definitely feel like they have selfish intentions. I don't know. I want to get more answers for you. This person's energy toward Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. I want this. Or this is in reverse. Chariot in reverse with the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is, you had the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, because there's the Two of Cups. Like, there is love here. But like, I don't feel like they're in a space to be able to have and sustain a healthy connection. This person's like heavily triggered right now. I don't know if like you did something to trigger them or if they're just always constantly in a state of being triggered. I don't know, but this person emotionally is like all over the place because the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Chariot in reverse, right? Whatever happened to kind of like bring this to like a halt is like heavily affecting them. Obviously, it's heavily affecting you too. I'm not saying that that's the case, but it's heavily affecting them, but not in like a, I don't know, not in like a normal way that I would see that. It's like, I don't know if they just went like 0 to 100 or just like art in general, just like all over the place. Like, I don't know. But there is something, I keep saying it, there is something really strange going on with this person. Not trying to make anyone skeptical out there. Obviously, that's never my intention. But let me clarify this veiled. I want to clarify the connection between this veiled and psychic card. Connection between the veiled and psychic card, please. Connection between the veiled and psychic card. Ten of Wands. Huh. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles in reverse. It's more like this. Their burden, their like emotional burdens became your pain with the Ten of Swords. Like, and that's kind of what I felt. It's like they have, because yeah, this person's all over the place. And like, I don't feel like they know how to have and sustain a healthy connection. So however they reacted to that, whether that be infidelity or dishonesty or manipulation or whatever the case is, it became your Ten of Swords. This person's Ten of Wands became your Ten of Swords. Because yeah, that veiled card, it's almost like they didn't show up in this or haven't showed up in this as like their full authentic self. Like they're holding back or hiding parts of themselves, maybe the parts that they're ashamed of or something. And you like were trying to pick up the pieces or be there for them or whatever the case was. But it just feels like all that did was lead to more suffering for you. This is making sense for someone out there, because and sometimes what can happen, especially for like those who do consider themselves really in tune with their intuition and things like that, is someone can be acting a certain way, but we can feel like, oh, well, no, I know they care about me, or I know they love me. They just don't know how to show it. And I feel like maybe that's what you were doing, is you knew how this person really felt, or you knew what they were really capable of, or you knew what was really going on behind the scenes because you knew them so well. But like, then so that like instinctual pull you had that kept you kind of attached to the connection and investing in it and giving so much to it, it just feels like you were waiting for this person to show up, or waiting for them to, I don't want to necessarily say change, but it could very well be change, and they just never did. And like were incredibly drained from it. This person's energy toward Capricorn. I don't know though. I don't know what's going on with them. What is this strange thing going on with this person that I feel? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an answer to that, because it's just like I feel like there's something strange. That's the best way I can say it. What is this? What's going on with this person? What is going on with this person? Queen of Swords in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. The Magician, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. They're trying to love and be in loving connections with a completely closed off heart. They're trying to align with loving connections while being completely closed off. And so that's why I feel like they get so triggered, is it's like, and they're probably closed off for a reason, you know, past pain and things like that, because they have that burden, right? They have this 10 of Wands. Their 10 of Wands has become your pain. But it's like they've carried all of this past baggage into this connection and taken it and like put it on you and expected you to be able to carry it for them. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm picking up on. Like, it's like they have these expectations, or had this expectation, this connection, that maybe the people that they're with, or you in particular, Capricorn, like you're supposed to heal them or fix them or save them or something. And the more they look for that in you, I feel like the less you feel good enough, because I feel like you start to wonder if this person, like, and this is all going on below the surface, right? But it's like, because maybe this person's never really happy with how the connection is going. Like, you're always doing something wrong, or there's always something that they're kind of pointing out that's going on. It's because they're unsatisfied with the fact that this connection isn't the source of their happiness, which no one can be that sustainably. And so that's why I feel like they've taken that 10 of Wands and they've completely placed it on you. Now you took it. You took that 10 of Wands because of something that had to do with inner child here. Again, somehow you grew up in a place, in a space where you were responsible for other people's emotions. So this to you felt normal, being in this kind of connection. But then you got to a point where you were so drained. It's like you were living for what you knew was possible. You saw this person deeper than what they showed you. But I don't know why I'm speaking about it in past tense. This could be a connection that's very well still together. But yet they didn't show up as their most authentic self. It's like you saw them, you knew who they really are, even though they didn't show you who they really are. Really interesting reading. Okay. Before I hop on over to the extended, where I'm going to clarify these messages, pull 9 different I'm going to hop on over not to clarify these messages, but kind of, I guess, but pulling 9 different messages for the truth of this connection. Then I have an advice card to pull at the end. Before I do that, I know that I won't shut up about this, but bear with me because I am really excited about it. And I keep getting people that are saying they, haven't heard me talk about it in my readings yet or in any of the videos. So I'm still spreading the word of that summer workshop series all about taking your power back. That it's only $20 for all 4 sessions. Like, it's $5 per session. It's such a steal. So that's why I'm like, do this, guys. Like I said at the beginning of this reading, I really do try my hardest to focus on the healing aspect, how to help you take your power back so that you can truly live the life of your dreams. And that includes having the relationships that you want and deserve. And this workshop, I'm really excited about it because the individual who's putting it on, she has been such an inspiration for me in so many ways. And I think that she will be able to help people in a way that, like, she has a very unique set of gifts that I feel like I don't have, though I feel like we complement each other a lot, which is why I'm trying to get, the individuals who do watch my readings for the healing to look into this workshop, see if it's something that you feel called to. And I'm going to be there, not even just as like, I'm just going to be a participant, because I think there's going to be a lot of information in there that's good for me. So I do hope to see you there. If you're interested in it whatsoever, the information for it is going to be in the description box of the video that I've linked below. So in the video I've linked below is the announcement video of me first making this announcement a couple weeks ago, just talking about the workshop in general. In that description box is all of the information on it. So go to that link and then you'll see everything, including her information. She is a holistic wellness coach. She's very, very good at what she does, and I'm very excited about this presentation workshop series thing. So I do hope to see some of you guys there. As always, Capricorn, thank you so much for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today, and I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Capricorn.